This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
It has been just more than 2 months after Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore of St. Louis took office, and now the state acknowledges the improvements he has made since starting. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Kay Quinn and Brent Solomon have the day off. Missouri State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick has been a part of a years-long state audit of the city's Circuit Attorney's office. Christine Byers is here to highlight some of what he has found since Gore took the oath of office in May. Christine?
Kelly, Missouri Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick tells me audits typically take less than a year to complete due to what he calls obstruction by former St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner's office. It's going to take about 3 years before voters know how money and staff were being managed on her watch. The St. Louis Board of Aldermen requested a citywide audit in 2018. All of the offices are now done except the Circuit Attorney's office. Fitzpatrick says Gardner's administration hired private attorneys to block requests for documents and information. Gardner unexpectedly resigned about 2 weeks before she said she would in June. Fitzpatrick says he was going to go to court to force her to comply with subpoenas that day. Now he says the governor's appointee, Gabe Gore, is fully cooperating.
And so that's just the dynamic shift in terms of, the productivity of the audit and, the amount of information we're able to access to help get to the bottom of what was going on in the circuit attorney's office and why it was being so poorly managed.
The auditor tells me Gardner's office partially complied with some of his subpoenas. For example, he said some travel records would be provided, but things like names would be redacted, which makes a complete audit impossible. He expects to have the audit, which began in 2021, complete by spring or summer of next year.
All right, thank you, Christine. New this afternoon, Jennings Mayor Gary Johnson is speaking to the allegations against him after a number of city employees suddenly resigned. The city of Jennings is supposed to hold an emergency meeting in less than an hour, a meeting that now seems unlikely. The city clerk and attorney were among those who resigned. In their resignations, they say the mayor created a hostile work environment. Denying these allegations, Johnson says the former employees had been terminated before they resigned. 5 on your side asked the mayor what he thinks about this emergency meeting.
When I say I'm not recognizing it, I'm saying I'm not recognizing the format it was sent in. That's what I meant. So I will apologize for saying I'm not recognizing it. I'm not recognizing the format that it was delivered.
So will you be at the meeting?
If there is a meeting.
Again, that meeting is supposed to begin at 5. And 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay will be live from Jennings at 5 and 6. It has been more than a week since wildfires began in Hawaii. Right now, recovery teams have only made their way around half of the devastated areas in Maui. The death toll now at 111 people, and that number is still expected to climb. NBC's Jay Gray reports from the historic town of Lahaina.
In the middle of what's become an ocean of rubble and ash with waves of burned out cars and buildings, there is an island. This small patch of land, for the most part untouched by the flames, a neighborhood locals call Hawaiian Homes, a place under the state's Homestead Act reserved for Native Hawaiians.
This is our land, this is our place. So we are definitely going to protect it.
With the firestorm rushing in, they joined Maui firefighters on the front line, saving all but 2 of the 104 homes here.
We didn't wait for anybody. We just did what we had to do.
And with smoke still filling the air, this community did what they always do, pulling together.
With the families and our hui and the ohana and everybody who involved, they were just, okay, what you need? Okay, this is going to come. Okay, that's coming. Okay, this is going to come.
The first of the support arriving by boat, followed by truckloads of supplies, including food, clothes, dozens of generators. The home of surfing legend Archie Kalepa and his wife Alicia, now a makeshift warehouse and community gathering point. Outside their back door, through a tent filled with donations, this stark reminder of just how close the flames were and all that's been lost.
Every time I go in and every time I go out, it's a painful reminder. As far as I'm concerned, that whole Lahaina is a cemetery. Because, they died there, their ashes are there. We're going to make sure that they're respected, that they are remembered.
and honored by taking care of one another and their homeland. Jay Gray, NBC News, Lahaina.
And if you would like to support the victims of the Maui wildfires, just text the word HELP to 314-425-5355, and we will send you links to reputable charities and organizations. Well, all summer we have been out visiting fairs across the area, and today we're heading to Jefferson County for Peevely Days. It gets underway in just under an hour. There's a petting zoo, carnival rides, and of course lots of great food. And speaking of great fair food, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has tried his share this summer. What is on the menu today, Scott? And the weather, at least today, is perfect.
Well, the weather menu is fine for us today. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, I'm not sure what's going to be on the menu tonight. We've got the food trucks and they're all lined up all over the place here. So we've got food trucks. Then you've got the traditional fair food back there. So we have a lot of options, it looks like, as we head through the evening. We will see. You know, they officially get things ramped up here around 5 o'clock this evening. So that's when the rides start. It opened yesterday. Today's day 2. Tomorrow's day 3. And it's a good thing they're not doing it Sunday. And I'll show you why here in just a second. Look at the temperatures across the region. We have a beautiful sky around St. Louis at this point. Mainly clear. We're at 83 degrees right now in St. Louis. So it is nice and mild and comfortable for us around St. Louis at this point. Enjoy it now. We have another really nice night ahead and comfortable conditions really into tomorrow. The humidity levels, even though it gets warmer tomorrow, will stay in check. That changes in a big way on Sunday. Not only will the humidity increase, but the heat builds back, and that heat index next week looks to be between 105, 110 for many of us each afternoon. Starting Sunday, probably going through Wednesday or Thursday at least. We'll see. But an excessive heat watch now in effect for virtually all of our area. And here's why. The heat as it's returning. Sunday, we're close to 100. Monday, we're close to 100. Those aren't records for the day. Think we will top out around 101 on Tuesday. And again, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for sure, those humidity levels stay up. Hopefully they start dropping off a little bit towards Wednesday and Thursday. We'll talk more about the heat and also Hurricane Hillary out in the Pacific coming up in just a few minutes, live from Peevely.
And Peevely Days does not kick off until 5, but it was open a little early for one group. Superintendent Clint Freeman of Dunklin R5 and Herculaneum surprised his staff with a little fun day at the fair. They were able to enjoy everything the fair has to offer without the crowds. Today was the first day back for teachers in that district, so Freeman partnered with the city to make it happen.
Our teachers work so hard, 174 days a year, making sure that kids have a great experience and parents have a great experience. They care about kids, they love kids, and they do anything and everything they possibly can for kids and families in our community. And they're just awesome people to work with and to have helping kids.
The teachers usually spend the full day in meetings on their first day back. Freeman says he wanted to make sure they had some fun.